And welcome back, everybody, to episode 2 of our Chronicle, Camp Half-Blood Chronicles. During the last session, our daring heroes made their way through New York City after Halcyon, perhaps comically, perhaps tragically, maybe perhaps even tragically comically, something that I'm gonna butcher if I try to fucking say. He blew up his fucking birthday cake. That's where we're at now. He was ushered into this whole new life of apparently being, this mythological figure, this demigod, his father, who's been absent for all of his life, continues to be absent. Is apparently a god. So, Acacia, she's still like hefting, you know, Beatrice's unconscious form over her back, sort of like carrying her, and she leads you guys to cabin 11, right? And she explains, so this is my dad's cabin. All of the unclaimed and the and my brothers and my sisters and me, we all stay here. And Halcyon, until you're claimed, you're also gonna stay here as well. Um, and then if your dad is an Olympian, if they have a cabin here in camp, then you'll be allowed to move over there. But for now, you're gonna stay here with us. But don't worry, we're a real friendly bunch. Our dad is the god of hospitality and all, after all.
Okay. Um, cool. Hal takes a look around, like at the cabin, and it's like, so this is where I'll be staying.
And as you look around, you see that this place is packed. Like the sleeping arrangement appears to be like bunk bed sort of style, but you've also noticed that there are just sleeping mats, sleeping bags, just scattered around as well in spots. Um, and there's just a wide sort of variety of different kids here, and they all seem to just be like kind of just like the typical thing that happens. They just seem to be like paying attention to you in particular, sort of like giving you the proverbial stare down, perhaps. Or maybe some of them are even just sort of like glancing at you when they think you're not looking, perhaps. Some of them seem to be quite mischievous, in fact, as they sort of like eye your bag momentarily. So, yeah, right now our beds are full. Let me find a spot to, and she's sort of like, huffing. Ugh, let me just find a spot to put Beatrice down real quick. And, she has somebody grab her like a sleeping mat, and she places Beatrice down. All right, so that'll do for her. And for you, Halcyon, oh, also, I don't know if I mentioned this before. Um, I'm the counselor here, so if you have any sort of problems or anything, just come and find me. Also, it's Miss Hartley. I prefer to be referred to as, not by my first name, please.
Um, okay.
I don't
Um,
trust
Miss Hartley. Um, it's nice to you know um meet you, and thanks for letting me stay here.
Oh, thank my dad. It's his cabin, not mine. I'm just the. I guess you could say I'm like the assistant manager. I guess something like that. You know.
All right. I think I know what that is.
I mean, she sort of has like a knowing. She sort of has like a knowing look, because she's a little bit older than Hal, and she's like, "Oh right." Well, anyways, normally I would give you a tour, because that's usually what I do for people when they first arrive. But I actually have a few things that I need to take care of. And she takes out her clipboard and she sort of like scans down this list that she apparently has as she's like flipping through papers to find it. Hey, Simon, do you think you could give them, the look around of camp and whatnot?
Yes, yes, yes. I always love when I have to do that. It's real fun.
And she smiles. Thank you so much. Like, you're such a huge help. Like, seriously. And she addresses the rest of the cabin. She's like, all right, everybody. Remember, we are welcoming to our guests. If you're going to prank them, just be gentle about it, okay? And don't steal their stuff. She sort of like points her finger out as she squints her eyes around the room. You see a few of them sort of like snicker to themselves as she's putting on this whole act. Then she turns back and she's like, all right, guys, good luck. And then she sort of like speeds out through the front door off to wherever it is that she's going. And you notice she seems to move almost like crazily fast. Like she is really going somewhere. It's like you blink and then she's just gone. She's just like out of there.
I'm not calling her Miss Hartley.
Yeah, I don't think many people do that.
If you ask me, anarchy rules. If she wants to be called Miss Hartley, then she should be prepared to meet. What was it those French guys used on the kings and the queens?
Like it.
The beauty?
Yeah, if she wants to be a part of the noble minority, then
As you're saying that, as you're trying to find that word, somebody else, and it's a voice that you immediately sort of recognize suddenly, almost perhaps, actually you can describe the reaction. He walks up and he says, the word you're looking for is bourgeois. Bougie.
I
And
think
he
in
walks
this moment,
over, and you see somebody that, well, I'll just describe them real quick. They have like this sort of like, this just sort of like messy bedhead of curls, like black curls on their head. They seem, somewhat chubby, but it kind of like betrays like just how strong they are. And you recognize this person as they like set their, their sort of dark eyes upon you, and you know them from their smell too. That sort of smell of almost like this sort of like too sweet, bitter sort of smell. And Max, you recognize this person as the person from that night.
I think in this moment, as Max is like his expression as he's talking to Halcyon and Simon is this like small smile. Like Max doesn't smile much, and when he does, it's a small thing, but it's pretty genuine. But the moment he hears this guy's voice, the smile drops, and he is silent, and he turns, and he looks almost a little bit feral in the way he sort of his neck starts bulging a little bit, and honestly, in this moment, I think, oh god, this is a bad idea. I want to attack him.
Oh, Oh shit! You just want to like attack him straight up?
I'm not saying he doesn't get any of my words. He gets knife or a claw or tooth. That's what he gets.
Okay.
So, boom.
Okay.
He says something and then he gets body slammed by all the whatever toddler 13-year-old amount of weight that Max has on him.
We'll say that okay, because this is a good time for me to explain like the danger system. Okay. So danger, right? This is like how powerful the foe that you are fighting is, like how skilled they are, how deadly they are in combat, and the danger level of an encounter dictates what the number you need to roll to have that die count as a success starts at, right? We're gonna say that this guy is danger 7, so the number for success starts at 7. And you said, how are you attacking him exactly?
Fists. I'm swinging. I'm like running at him and I'm swinging at him.
Okay, go ahead and give me a fitness fighting roll.
Okay. How many? Hold on. Let me look at my sheet again. Fitness fighting. Got it. So this is 2. Okay.
That's 2 successes.
Fighting is 1, and then hand to hand is I think another one, right?
So if you have a specialty, that adds another die.
Oh.
Okay, that's 3 successes. Wow.
Let's go.
Max is kicking ass out here.
He's not holding back.
Okay, so in that case, Halcyon, Simon, you both notice that suddenly there's this just a crazy sort of change with Max. You know, he's gone feral. You know, somebody forgot to give this guy his rabies shot, as it were, it seems. Do either of you want to try and perhaps stop him from attacking this poor Cabin 11 resident?
Yeah. Hal is like, whoa, get off of him! What are you doing?
Okay, so yeah, Simon, you turn around and you like tackle this guy to the ground. He's like, "What the hell, man?" And go ahead and Hal, give me a. And I'll tell you what as well. If you and Simon want to work together, then you can actually make this a little bit easier on yourselves. One of you can be the main roller, like the person who's doing the main roll, and the other is the assistant. Who wants to do what?
But what exactly are we doing?
Trying to stop Max from beating up this poor Cabin 11 person.
Oh, I think Simon is a better idea.
Okay, so Hal, do you want to be the assistant then?
Yeah. I'll do the assist.
Okay, so Halcyon, go ahead and roll me. What should this be? Probably just the same thing as it was before, right? Actually, we'll make it athletics. Go ahead and give me fitness athletics.
All right.
Oh,
So I haven't done this before, so fitness athletics.
Yeah. So
is...
so the way it works, fitness or whatever attribute you're using is the number of die that you roll, and athletics, that number reduces the number that you need to roll on the die for it to be considered a success. Do you have any points in athletics?
Yeah, I have 1.
Okay, so that means that 7, 8, 9, and 10 are considered successes. And that's 2 successes. Okay, and since you're assisting with Simon, Simon, when you make your roll, add 2 more die to your roll. Okay. So that's 2 successes from Simon. And yeah, that's or Simon. What is your athletics, by the way?
It's a two.
What? You're muffled.
It's a two.
2.
2. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you and Hal, you try your best. Perhaps you were caught off guard by this sudden change in your friend's demeanor, but even the two of you together are not strong enough to like stop Maxwell from just like taking this kid to the ground immediately. Max, you have him on the ground. He's got his hands up, like covering his face. Like, what the hell are you doing, man?
Oh, this is a bad idea. Oh, this is such a bad idea.
And by this time, several of the other like the entire cabin is just sort of like watching this unfold, and you hear some of the kids. The kids. They're like, fight, 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 fight. You know, it's like damn, Jimmy gods are out for blood. It seems.
God. Oh no. Because I know this is what Max would do, but it's such a bad idea.
And you recall, as you're like in this moment, as you're at this pivotal, crossroads, as it were, you recall Mr. D's warning: just don't make a habit of attacking the campers or eating them, or something along those lines. You don't remember exactly what he said, but you get the feeling this would definitely be crossing that warning.
He said, "Don't make a habit." This is what's going through Max's head. He said, "Don't make a habit of it."
Oh, he's
One's not
going
a
to
habit.
use the exact wording against him.
Yeah, he said, "Don't make a habit of it." Max knows one is not a habit.
Oh my god.
One is circumstantial at best. It's a spur of the moment thing, crime of passion. He can't hold that against him. And I think in that moment, Max is pissed. He is beyond pissed, actually. He's good at, like, he's learned how to fight hand to hand. He knows how to punch people, at least. But I don't think he's gonna try and punch this guy. He's got him on the ground. He's on top of him. And this guy's like, "Why are you attacking me?" He's gonna drop his mist illusion.
Oh shit. Right there in the middle. Okay, here's what I'm going to say.
Right there.
Here's what I'm going to say. Go ahead and take an experience and take a point of Kleos as well. Because that's like, holy fuck.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Okay, yeah, he drops his mist illusion, and I think he's gonna growl and bite this guy on the neck.
Okay. Wow, holy fuck. That got dark real quick, didn't it? And here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say. As soon as you drop your mist illusion, as soon as you do that, the weapons start coming out. Like, you just see, like, all around you. Like,
Okay. Oh,
demigods, like, drawing their weapons, like, knocking arrows in their bows. And you quickly realize, and I'll give you a moment to think about this before you go through with it or not, that this might not be the wisest course of action. Like, at all. And there, you hear one of them yell out, "Who the hell let the monster in?"
Actually, can I have Simon react to Max dropping to this guy?
You absolutely can, yes.
So his immediate reaction would be to rear up and headbutt him really hard.
okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Bleak and headbutt him real hard.
Use your head, Simon. You can hear your father saying in your mind.
It's funny.
Yeah. Hallis was freaking out. He's like, "What is going on?"
Okay.
Oh yeah, they don't know what he looks like. They don't know what Max looks like
Yeah, Halcyon.
in his form.
Yeah, Halcyon, how do you react to learning that your best friend is apparently like a dog man?
Hold on, let me post the picture too, into the chat. Where do I put that? Just the general chat, I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. that's what his head looks like.
Okay. Visualizing this, my friend's head just turned into a dog, and he bit someone.
Well, he's trying to bite someone, yeah.
Trying to bite someone. Hal like jumps back as he sees his friend transform and like sort of takes a step back, and is like, what is going on? You're an Animorphs too?
Oh my god.
God. God.
That's Jesus Christ. Okay, so Max, you notice like immediately the demigods start like rallying to like presumably kill you in this moment as they're like nobody has like done anything yet. They have their weapons drawn, like they are ready. Like they're just waiting to see what you do at this point. And then Simon, you said you're going to like headbutt him, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So like, really.
So here's what I'm going to have happen then. Simon, give me a, we'll say, fitness and fighting roll. And Max, what's up, Simon? Hope,
What?
are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. It just sounded like sorry. So yeah, it'll be fitness and fighting for you. And Max, give me dexterity fighting.
Oh, that's a good one. Not really though. All right, cool, awesome. And I don't think hand to hand applies in a situation, right? Because he's like
Yeah,
headbutting
you're just trying to avoid getting like headbutted.
Okay.
I already know. Got a 9.
Okay, so that's a draw then. So here's what we'll say happens. Max, you can choose to get hit or you can choose to dodge. But you look over and you see that Simon is apparently like charging in to headbutt you.
No, there's no choice. He's just rearing up like an actual goat and bringing his forehead down.
Can I like sort of roll and so that the guy's on top of me and Simon headbutts him?
No, because
Like-
you drew. I'm just gonna say like you have to either dodge or take the blow or dodge it, one or the other.
Damn. Okay. Again, I'm playing as Max would here. He would take the hit because he doesn't want to let this guy go.
Okay, so you take the hit, and Simon is a whole lot stronger than he seems because he manages to like knock you right off this guy, and so he rolls back. The guy that you had on the ground rolls back, and then he like sits up, and now suddenly, like Cabin 11 is just closing in around you, and yeah, like they have their weapons trained on you. Like what do you say in your defense in this moment?
I don't know that Max would defend himself verbally. I think he would accuse this guy. He would not try to defend himself because in his eyes, what he was doing wasn't bad. The guy deserves it. So I think what Max will say is, "You killed them," and his like voice is like this deeper, growly sound.
Okay.
"You deserve death. Come and face it
How?
like a man."
Whoa.
Wow. Damn.
Uh, and then
Wow.
another sharp metallic sound sort of reverberates through the room as Simon just pulls out his sicker and just
Wait. Hal jumps in front of Max, like with his arms up, and he's like, to the crowd, and he's like, wait a minute.
And they
Let's
hesitate as you do this. One of them, he sort of like says to you, "Get out of the way, dude. He's a monster."
um let's there's some let's not kill him. He's my friend.
He just tried to kill Aaron.
Aaron deserves it.
Hey, Max, let's stop saying that. Maybe we should all just calm down.
You don't understand.
Okay, Hal, here's what I want you to do for me then. Go ahead and give me a talk, and we'll say, oh, what is it? Persuade. What is it? Do I have persuasion on here? Wow, that is a huge oversight on my part. I'm gonna have to add that to the list. Wow, I can't believe I forgot that. Okay.
You can always do it empathy. Empathy, maybe?
Yeah, we'll just substitute empathy for now. So go ahead and give me a talk empathy roll.
Okay.
Or maybe performance.
Ooh, ouch.
Okay, so what you can do, if you want to do it, right? And I'll allow you, screw it. I'll just say you guys can do this in the aftermath of a roll. You can spend a temporary point of whatever attribute you used. For instance, in this case, that would be talk, right? And you can reduce the number for what you need to roll by another 3 points. So that would be enough to definitely get you at least one success, which is all you need.
Okay. That's a temporary reduction.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. So you really put your heart into defending your friend. For putting so much on the line there, go ahead and take a point of experience and a Kleos point as well.
Okay.
And here's what I'll say. The cabin, they sort of like consider this as you're talking. And one of them says, well, he can't stay in here then. And if he does anything like this again... And you don't really...
How are you on his side?
You don't really
How
need
are
for
you
them
on
to
his
say...
side? How can you trust this man, this monster, to sleep with you? He put my pack to sleep and slaughtered them. How can you look at him and see anything other than a killer?
Halcyon just sort of takes Max's arm and just tries to, like, get him out of the cabin, like, away from the people. Just, like, let's talk about it somewhere with less eyes.
I think Max would let him pull him away, and he would pull the mist around himself again, and return the mist illusion back to himself, so he looks like himself again.
Max, I have no idea what you're talking about.
How?
Yes.
Simon just, says after like a heavy sigh. I, I think, I think we have a problem that just can't be solved with just walking away. And he just turns to the cabin and says, "And you lot, you don't have the authority to do anything to him. By the decree of the camp director. Okay?"
And they consider this, and they just sort of like begin to like put their weapons away. And
Okay.
Max, you notice that this guy, the one who like slaughtered your clan apparently, he's just looking at you, and then he just like looks away and he like just retreats further back into the cabin somewhere as you're brought outside. So yeah,
And I
you
don't want to.
Coward.
And I don't want to hear any more shit about how monsters are supposed to be killed. All right?
okay. So yeah, Hal, you have your friend outside. You have, for now at least, saved him from himself. Go ahead and roleplay the aftermath of that real quick.
So, who was that? The person you attacked?
I didn't know his name until they said it. But I knew him, his smell. I knew what he did. I saw it. He killed my family.
That was Aaron, I think the name was. And, I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I know Cephal usually owns the kinds of monsters you kill en masse like that.
We weren't doing anything wrong. We were just out in the woods. The worst we did was hunt like a small animal or two for food. And then I went out. My father didn't want me to go, but I wanted to explore, look around the woods, maybe check out the town, see what the people are like. There was a town nearby. But when I came back, everyone they were just on the ground, just laying there. And he was there, and he was just standing over them. And it was like, he was so calm about it. They were all sleeping, and he was walking around and killing them one by one. Like it wasn't even that big of a deal, like it was just a job. And I want to kill him. He deserves it.
And you see Simon just look incredibly pained at like the visual, and he almost like whimpers. You ever heard a goat whimper?
I have not.
It's a whimper. But yeah, he whimpered at like the description, and you see him go fully like pale. I think I know a way to deal with this. Okay? Without getting you kicked out of camp or killed.
Okay.
Because what he did it's not. And then you see just Simon just sort of take his sickle, his blade, which is almost sickle-like curved blade, and he just stabs it into. Are we still in the cabin?
You're standing on the porch outside.
Yeah, he just stabs it into the cabin wall.
You hear a whoo from inside the cabin.
That's not. That's unregulated monster killing. I should just find a way to inform Artemis and have this fucker turned into a jackalope.
You do. This is actually like an interesting moment that I can introduce another NPC I had plans. You do know that actually, now that you're thinking about it, Artemis does actually have a ward here in camp. Just one, in fact. Maybe they could help you.
Yeah, Simon thinks to that person, and he just goes, "So Max, you ever seen a champion of the goddess of the wild?"
Can't say that I have.
Because I think it's a good idea that we go see them right now. How? Is that alright with you?
Yeah, anything to figure this out. By the way, how old is this Aaron?
He seems to be excuse me. Oh my god, fuck. He seems to be like maybe around Acacia's age. So like 15, 16.
Alright.
So a little bit older.
I just want to visualize the age of the child's murderer.
Yeah. That we mauled.
Yeah, that we mauled.
Okay. Okay. So then, yeah. Where are you going now?
So, can we take a bit of a break? Because I need to do something really quick.
Sure, we can take a 5-minute break. That's fine.
Yeah, and then we'll continue.
Okay, yeah. 5-minute break then, everybody.
Okay.
Man, I love playing there so much. That entire scene was just so much fun to play on.
Damn. You got the entire Cabin 11 to hate you. Congratulations.
Hey, they were the ones sleeping next to a murderer. I mean, what can I say?
He's making some very interesting enemies. All of Hermes' kids, all of the unclaimed, like, the majority of the fucking population of camp.
He will do what he needs. This is his long-term aspiration, and he just happens to have a chance to fulfill that now. Man. Also, that voice change was on the spot. Like, my brain was like, okay, what would he sound like?
Bro went full Kratos on his ass. Like, you deserve death.
He is so dramatic. He is a theater kid at heart, which is why he's a theater kid at heart.
A theater kid, you say? In an ancient Greek camp? No way. No.
No, that's impossible.
Impossible. No. No. Hey, I'm gonna try to go use the restroom real quick while we're waiting. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Shit. Oh my god, guys. It's been so fucking hot today. I'm back. Ugh.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So we're just waiting on Max now.
I'm here. I'm just chewing food.
Okay. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Um. So yeah. What's the plan now? To our intrepid heroes.
Hello, intrepid heroes. Alright.
Are we still on, like, live? Are we still being recorded?
Yes.
Oh, so awkward.
Well, it is what it is.
Really dramatic turn of events, you know.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I didn't expect for Max to go, like, full, like, attack dog there, as it were.
I mean,
I think
listen, this guy has no like self-restraint at this point. Concerning this guy, he has no self-restraint. So he heard him, saw him, and that was enough.
Okay. So then, what's the plan, guys?
Alright.
plan is simple. You all will have to, basically, like, Simon's plan is to take the Artemis board and have basically bring them to like a jury of the Artemis board and his mom.
Okay, so you're gonna go find um, the other camper, and then you're gonna go see your mom.
Essentially, yes, because the Ward of Artemis is basically the only person he knows that has like the authority for this. On the other hand, his mom is like who he usually goes to for problems.
Okay. Well, thankfully, you know just where to find. Her name is Brienne. Is what the Ward of Artemis is called, and she's usually like, practicing her archery or something of that nature. You know, and so you know where to find
Yeah.
her. You have a pretty good idea of where she might be.
So Simon looks, towards the other two, and he just goes, "You with me?"
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, sure. As long as you're not going to turn into another animal and attack someone.
Turn into an animal. I am an animal, or an animal person. It's difficult to explain, but that's what I really look like. I
Oh,
use the mist to look different.
I mean, I'm also an animal person. Do you have anything against animal people?
no. Just it surprised me is all. I didn't mean to offend.
All of these revelations. First, Simon is a goat person, and then Max is a dog person. You wonder if everyone here is secretly half animal.
Everyone is secretly furries.
Oh
Everyone
my
is
god!
secretly furries.
What kind of summer
No,
camp did mom send me to?
So, Simon is going to pull his weapon out of the wall. He's just gonna lead them to the archery range.
Okay. And you find Brienne. She's there. She seems to be instructing a few of the younger campers in archery, like just helping them to get the right form and, be on target. She's, give me a second. She stands at, a little bit taller than you might expect. She's like 5'10", somewhat like muscled, and she has like just like this this auburn colored hair, sort of tied up in a sort of like a knot kind of style, going over one of her shoulders. And she doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. How do you approach?
So Simon just kind of waves her over and shouts, "Hey, Brienne!"
And she looks over at you, and then she says something to, the people that she's training, and she jogs over. And it's at this point that you also notice that besides the bow that she has slung over her shoulder, she also has like this pretty big, like celestial bronze axe, just like slung over her back, and then a smaller steel axe hanging at her side, like a hatchet almost. And she gets over to you. The sleeves on her Camp Half Blood shirt are like cut off, and she sort of crosses her arms and she says, "Simon."
Brienne,
So what brings you to the archery range today?
Oh, dealing with the fallout of a dog attack.
She quirks an eyebrow at that. Dog attack? And who are these guys?
This
The
is
dog.
Max, and this is... Yeah, he's the dog.
And as you say that, she looks at you, Max. And just gonna make a roll here.
Do I have to do the drawback face versus or face or something? Let me see
Oh
what it is.
yeah, shit, I forgot about. 1 second. Let me find your sheet. How does that work again?
Yeah, when making any talk or face roll involving a demigod, you can incite this drawback to critically fail.
No, because you haven't made
Okay.
because you haven't made any rolls with her yet. So, yeah, she just sort of like quirks an eyebrow at you, but then she says, doesn't seem like a dog, but okay. And
I...
this guy here?
This is Halcyon. He's my ward, my demigod. The one I had to bring to camp.
Oh, so he's new. Well, welcome to camp then. Um, yeah, my name's Brienne. I'm a ward of Artemis, and I've been here for a few years now. And this girl, you notice that she's quite a bit older. She's even older than Acacia and Aaron are. She's maybe 16, 17 years old. You're not exactly sure, but she's a fair bit older than most of the other people you've seen around here. How are you liking it so far, Hal? Is it okay if I call you Hal?
Yeah, that's good. It's, well, I wouldn't say the camp is having a bad impression. I feel like I haven't been giving the best first impression. Uh, so far, it's been alright. A little scary at times.
She nods at that. Yeah, yeah, it sure can be, can't it? I had to learn that too, back when I became a ward. I didn't really, like Artemis, she showed me, of course, like, you know, what might happen. They always do that when they offer the chance. But, I don't know, I guess I just didn't think that it would be as scary as it really is. But it'll be alright. If you train, and you just keep up with everything, you're gonna do just fine.
Um, that's all nice and good, but I need you for something important, Brienne.
Okay. What is it?
I think we had an unauthorized, straight up slaughter of non-aggressive monsters.
Okay. Are you sure about this?
Not entirely sure, but I think so. And that falls under the domain of Artemis, if I remember my satyr lessons right.
Well, she is the goddess of the hunt. Well, I mean, what exactly do you want to happen with this unauthorized hunter?
What'd you say?
She's asking, like, what did you want to happen with this unauthorized hunter exactly?
I don't know, a punishment the goddess will find fitting.
I mean, I mean, I can, I can pray to my mom. I can, say something when I go to offer, thanks tonight during dinner. But like without any kind of proof, really. Like, I mean, I'm not really sure what you're expecting from me, Simon.
Do you have a method of ensuring that someone is telling the truth? like if they witnessed the hunt?
I mean, I don't really know. That would be something you'd have to ask Chiron about, maybe? But he's not here right now. He hasn't come back from the summer solstice yet, actually. Like the meeting up on Olympus.
I think Max is going to turn to Simon, ignoring that, and he's going to say, I'm not sleeping in that cabin. So if nothing can be done until this Chiron comes back, then I'll just go and sleep in the woods.
Uh,
Simon, you there?
yes, I'm here.
Okay. How does Simon react to that? Oh, no, he's not here. Oh no.
Cut out. And I had to join. Sorry.
Technical difficulties.
So what were you saying last?
How does Simon react to what Max said?
What did Max say?
Oh no. Max, do you want to repeat what you said?
Basically, Max said that he won't sleep in the Hermes cabin as long as that guy's there. And if nothing can be done until Chiron comes back, then he will sleep in the woods if he has to.
It's not that bad in the woods. Someone pipes up. You know, you can eat my family if you want.
Okay?
But, actually, speaking of my family, and he gets this bright sort of look on his face. And he turns towards Brienne. I think we can get a little more authority on this. If I have you, and she points to Brienne, meet my mother.
Your mom? You want me to go with you to meet your mom?
Hmm.
Also, Simon, you're a little muffled, I think. Like you sound muffled. That's not just me, right?
I can't do much of anything on that front. Uh,
Uh,
is it better now?
yeah, you're still kind of muffled and breaking up a bit. It's okay. We'll work through it. Don't worry. Um, well, I mean,
Hello? Anything?
yeah, we can hear you.
Am I still muffled? I reset what I could reset.
Somewhat, but if you speak like that just now, I think it'll be. I think it'll be. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we need authorities because I don't think some especially are kill-on-sight monsters. You know? They're more part of the ecosystem. And if anyone knows anything about the ecosystem, it's a daughter of Artemis and my mom. We
Have
could get the
you
council.
have you talked to Aaron? Or I'm sorry, because I just had a fucking flip up. That's my bad. 1 second. Reverse that. Have you talked to? Have you talked to the demigod that apparently has done this? Have you gotten his side of the story?
Not really, but I don't think that's very possible right now. You know, I kind of wanted you as like a second opinion, a peacekeeper, Because I can't headbutt Max every time he tries to bite the other boy's hand out, you know?
If it
Yeah.
wasn't true, then he would have denied it. You saw him. He turned away, he looked away, he walked away. He's a coward.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe as well. Still, I feel a more formal trial, you know, with a daughter of Artemis and an elder nymph like my mom would be, you know, better system than just trusting gut instincts.
I mean,
Got instincts. I
if
saw it
you
happen.
if you want
And
to if you want me to go with you to meet your mom, then I mean, well, I was training these guys, but you know, I guess I can go with you. Don't see why not.
Max, I know you saw Aaron, and I'm sure it was Aaron, but we can't just kill him and say he did something. You'll end up dying too. You end up paying the price for that kind of rash decision. Oh god, I sound like a geisha. And he just holds his head. I sound like a geisha. That's not good.
yeah, and her too. Because if she's considered the leader of that cabin, why didn't she know?
Well, hey, look, the counselors are the leaders, but that doesn't mean that they know absolutely everything about, the people that live in their cabin. I mean, do you know everything about, the people around you?
He has a habit of sneaking into people's cars, so maybe. I don't know what he's overheard.
What I can say with confidence is that allowing somebody to slaughter multiple innocents takes a lot of negligence.
Yeah, I wanted to find the daughter of Artemis because it's kind of in her portfolio. She's the goddess. She's tasked with protecting endangered and peaceful monsters.
And I understand what you're
Now,
saying, Simon. It's just like there's a lot of stuff that, I'm not really too sure about here. I mean, we haven't even gotten Aaron's side of the story here. You said it was Aaron, right? That you mentioned his name?
yeah, that was weird. Big kid. I guess his age, maybe.
Son
What
of
color was his
He's
hair?
a son of Hypnos. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, sleepy. Yeah, the thing is, I want to call him over, but I'm kind of afraid of another altercation happening.
And she raises her eyebrow again. An altercation?
I said dogfight, didn't I?
And then it dawns on her, and she looks back over at Max, and she sort of puts the pieces together. I see.
I mean, I mentioned the cynocephaly bit, didn't I? Did
Well,
I
yeah, but
forget?
she didn't. She wasn't able to see through Max's mist form, so she didn't know that. She's just now putting that together about what's happening.
We can find Aaron and, put him on some informal trial with, you, Brienne, and my mom as judges. And then we can report to Chiron. When he comes back with Mr. D this year.
Well, I think that before we do anything too rash, maybe we should just wait for Chiron to get back. I mean, he's due to be back any time, really. There's always like, Aaron's not going to be going anywhere. He doesn't really have anywhere to go. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. This is pretty much just his home now.
Just house kid. They're not really known for running very far. He just kind of rolls his eyes.
And
Yeah.
then she sort of like chuckles at that. Well, don't let his appearance fool you. He's a lot stronger than you. He's a lot stronger than you think.
Apparently strong enough to slaughter a whole clan of innocent dog people.
One second. Sorry. Well, I think it's better if we wait for Chiron. And, like I said, Aaron's not going anywhere. He's not running anywhere. And we haven't heard his side of the story yet. We don't... I'm not saying that you're lying. She looks over at you, Max, but I want to hear his side of the story, too. I want to know everything. That's only right.
Okay. But when you talk with him, I won't be there. I'm not going to listen to him talk about how he killed them.
Well, I mean, I would hope you would be there. If we're going to be doing a whole trial thing, apparently.
I'll be there for the trial.
Right.
I'll leave the room when he speaks.
Right. Well, we do have Capture the Flag later, a little bit, like maybe in an hour or two. And then maybe Chiron will be back by then. So maybe you guys should just, kill some time. And, not kill each other or other people. Until then. What do you say?
You're right. You're right.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. Real quick, just to ask a question, or Max rather, since we did start like a half hour late, do you think you'd be able to go for an extra 30 minutes? Is that possible?
Sorry you cut out.
Sorry, my mic appears to be fucking malfunctioning of all things right now. I was gonna say, since we started a half hour late, do you think it'd be possible to extend for another half hour? Is that something you can do?
I think at the latest I can extend it like 15 minutes more.
Okay. Okay, got it. That's fine.
Alright.
Okay. So, you have a plan now for what you're going to do next. So, you have, like, some time to kill before, apparently capture the flag later tonight. What would you like to do with this time?
He turns to them and goes, "How about I give you that tour I promised to Keisha? To make up for the dog fight." Guys, what is it?
Okay. Yeah. I almost forgot that was happening.
Okay.
It was a stressful day for all of us. I'm definitely gonna be back. I don't wanna be the responsible one. Kind of bite at his nipples. Okay, so this is the archery range. I think we saw enough of it. Okay?
Alright.
Oh,
Let me...
and before you guys go off, Brienne speaks up. She says, Uh, it was Hal, right, or Halcyon? Do you care if I call you Hal? Is that okay?
Yeah, Hal's good. I haven't had anyone call me Halcyon unless it's like I'm in trouble or something.
Okay. Do you know who your parent is? Do you know? Have you been claimed?
I don't know who my dad is, if that's what you mean. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Um,
So it's your dad. Okay. Hmm. Well, you don't really strike me as a Hermes kid. Hmm. It's tough.
Don't think I'm gonna watch it. I'm not a sneaky type. I'm thinking of female. Simon said.
What was it that he said?
Uh, Simon says that he thinks Halcyon might be an Athena kid.
Athena? Hmm. Maybe. I mean, it's possible. How do you do in school, Hal?
how do I do in school?
What's your academics? That's out of character question.
One sec. Uh, is this important how I'm doing in school, or can I just make this up?
You can just make it up if you want to. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know if this was like important to
No, not
hint
really.
at. Okay. Uh, I don't know. I have like difficulty sometimes, especially with reading.
Yeah,
I get my words mixed up.
yeah, that's something that's pretty common for us actually. You have they probably told you you have dyslexia, right?
Yeah, that's the word for it.
Yeah. You see how um because of who your dad is, your your mind is not really like hardwired for reading English. Like if you started to study ancient Greek, you'd find that it'd actually be like a lot easier for you to read that than it would just, like English.
Dan, isn't it my job to be the tour guide? And Simon just kind of chuckles.
She chuckles again. Well, Simon, you can be the tour guide, but don't you think it's appropriate for another demigod to be the one to sort of explain things about being a demigod?
So,
Yeah, you probably also got told that you have ADHD, right?
Um, yeah, I have been told that.
Yeah, that's you see, it's because your senses are just stronger than the typical person's. I hate using the word mortal, but they're stronger than a regular person's. You see so much more going on around you. Not to mention the fact that you can see through the mist somewhat, probably. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just thought I was weirdo.
Well, that's the secret. We're all weirdos here.
yeah, at least you don't have the habit of uh, stealing from people without
Well, anyways, if you need anything, you can always go to your counselor, to, Keisha, or Miss Hartley as she likes to be called, or you can find me, or Kyron. We're all here to help each other out. That's how we survive. We're so much more powerful when we work together. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
Okay. And then she walks back over to start helping out the people she was training again. And Actually, we can go ahead and end this episode here if you guys want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the tour? I assume Simon just goes ahead with it.
Yeah, we can say it happens off screen. Yeah.
Yeah.